But anyway, this is about my father. And he saw something a little different than my mother did. From about as soon as I could talk, he would caution people, and some of you know this, against trying to argue with me or persuade me about anything. He would tell everyone how bright his daughter was, and how I was going to be so much more than he had been. My daughter, he would say, she's going to be a lawyer. Well, you definitely could argue that both my father and my mother got it right, that there's really very little difference in the skill set needed to be a great actress and a great lawyer. But the thing is, I didn't know about my father's prediction until I was 26 years old. And I learned of it in a strange way, from a realtor, of all people, who came into the law office where I was working as a secretary to deliver a contract. I think she saw the nameplate on my desk and she asked, "Are you George Target's daughter?" And I said that I was. I was used to this usually being followed with a great story about my dad, and I came to really appreciate these moments, but this story had a twist. She said, "My family would never have survived the recession in the late 70s if it weren't for your dad. He used to spend his weekends fixing all of his friends' cars for free, using his own tools and borrowing parts from the junkyard." And then she went on, "But I remember you too. You were so tiny, but you were always with him. And you would hand him tools and crawl under the car next to him, kind of like his shadow. And he was so proud of you. I remember he used to say you were going to be a lawyer someday." She looked around the office and she said, "I guess he was pretty close." Well, this conversation deeply affected me, and this next part's going to astound those of you who know me in my present incarnation. At that moment, at the age of 26, I listened to this story, and all I could think about is what a disappointment I would be. I was a college dropout. I had no self-confidence, and I couldn't support myself on the salary I was earning as a legal secretary. Worst of all, I was unhappy. Close, I was anything but a lawyer. And the more I thought about it, the more it affected me. I could disappoint and underestimate myself, but not my dad. Within a few weeks, I returned to college, and I finally got my bachelor's degree, and I started law school 3 months afterwards. But you see, it never would have started at all if it weren't for my father. I think about him, and I'm really dwarfed by the magnitude of his dream. He was a mechanic who barely ever started and certainly never finished high school. He was blue-collar through and through, and I am astounded even today at what he knew about me, how well he knew me, before I ever even knew myself. If he had not been brave enough to dream on my behalf, this just would never have happened. When I lost confidence, when I gave up, it was his hope that reminded me of the potential I carry. And I am so honored to say that today his dream comes true, as does mine. I'm not done yet, though. I'm only one person here, and my dad is only one of hundreds of people to whom I owe a debt of gratitude. But I hope that all of you are inspired at this moment to just look around and realize that we are in a great auditorium full of dreams coming true. I can't predict the future or tell you what tomorrow is going to bring, but I would fail my conscience if I left this stage and let today pass without pausing to remember and honor all of the people who sacrificed and supported and frankly put up with me and put up with you guys too to make today happen. I would like to say thank you to the faculty and administrators at Rutgers for sharing their wisdom with each of us and for shaping and inspiring us in the pursuit of knowledge. I also offer gratitude to every parent, sibling, and grandparent, and to every friend who acts as surrogate family for the love and support you have provided over the years. I offer specific and profound gratitude to spouses, partners, and significant others, and to my own Michael Storch in particular. Whether you believe it or not, we have always recognized the sacrifices you make for us. And we are a difficult, difficult group of people, let me tell you. But the very fact that you are here today is a testament to the depth of your love and commitment to your graduate. As Dean Rothman told us at the beginning, if a relationship can survive law school, it can survive just about anything. On my own behalf, I want to take a moment to extend a separate and personal thank you to every person in this auditorium for the role that you have played in creating the diverse, talented, and generally amazing people I call my fellow graduates. Indirectly, by forming and loving and supporting these individuals, you have all impacted my life. By teaching them respect, by inculcating values, by demonstrating friendship and unconditional love, and by encouraging intellectual curiosity. Each of you has earned a stake in the present and future of every member of this graduating class, and I hope that you realize that. To my fellow graduates, I say thank you for transforming my life and for allowing me to be a part of yours. Together, we have attended baby and bridal showers, weddings and funerals. We have congratulated each other on engagements and supported each other through divorces and breakups. We have welcomed new life and said goodbye to old friends. And we are linked permanently by this experience. I hope that none of you ever forget that. Well, now that I've outlined just a few of the hundreds of liabilities that our journey to this day has amassed, I hope that you start to see why we are all in deep debt. And it's not just the graduating class, although our debts might be the most obvious today. Maybe you're sitting out there and you're not personally indebted to Howard Latin for the ability to write an entire torts final exam without using the word duty. But whatever your course in life has been, you owe a huge part of what you are to those who love you, and probably to those who've disliked you as well. Adversity is really one of the most amazing teachers. So after all this tallying, you may find yourself asking, what can we do about the debt? Because the sad truth is, no amount of words in the world could ever begin to settle it. But we can repay it. You see, the only thing a gratitude creditor ever really wants from a gratitude debtor is a return on their investment. And there is no greater repayment for sacrifice and support than a life well lived. There is no better life than one full of meaning and substance. So we can repay our debts by having meaningful careers, by offering our own wisdom and experience to bolster those around us, by becoming exemplary lawyers to the clients who will trust us with the most intimate details of their lives, by giving back in service to the communities that formed us, and most of all, by being happy and letting those who love us know that we are happy. To me, this is success. Life is too short for anything less when we've come so far in this journey with so many people along for the ride. And so, while we're celebrating today, while we are offering and accepting congratulations and accolades, I hope that we can each remember to temper our pride with gratitude for each and every person and experience that brought us to this moment. I hope that each person here today is as overwhelmed, as humbled, and as insolvent as I am. Most of all, I hope that each of us not only shoulders the solemn obligation of repayment that we bear as debtors, but I hope that we embrace it. My friends, I thank you for today, for this opportunity, and for the past 4 years of stress, laughter, and growth. I wish you each success, happiness, and a debt-filled life. Thank you.